Good day and welcome to this episode of Technology Enhanced Learning, the show that features brief summaries about research and innovation in the area of computer-based education. I am Didith Rodrigo, your host. I am a faculty member of the Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines. We are joined today by Dr. Sahana Murthy. Dr. Murthy is a professor at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, India. She received her Bachelor of Science degree in Physics from the University of Mumbai, India, and her Master's of Science degree in Physics from the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT, Bombay. She received her Ph.D. in Physics from Rutgers University in the United States. She is currently with the Interdisciplinary Program in Education Technology of IIT Bombay. The research group focuses on technology-enhanced learning environments to develop disciplinary practices of undergraduate students. The group designs, implements, and evaluates such systems in various science and engineering disciplines. The research includes pedagogies for effective use of educational technologies, for which they have conducted a number of faculty professional development workshops. Hello, Sahana. Thank you for joining us today. When we were getting ready for this conversation, you said that you wanted to focus on one of your new initiatives called EdTech Tulna. Could you first tell us what EdTech Tulna is?
Sure. Thanks very much for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here and to talk with your APSI audience. So EdTech Tulna is an initiative that seeks to address the challenge of selecting quality educational technology learning solutions amidst a vast, diverse landscape. Through establishing quality standards, it aims to define what is good quality when it comes to technology-based learning products, including commercial ones. And through creation of an evaluation index, EdTech Tulna promotes evidence-led decision-making for adoption of such EdTech solutions. In Hindi, in fact, Tulna means to weigh or to evaluate or compare with respect to certain characteristics. So that's where the name of the project originates from. EdTech Tulna is based on a research practice partnership model. It's a partnership between researchers in the Education Technology Department at IIT Bombay and Central Square Foundation, which is a non-profit organization.
Thank you. What motivated you to start EdTech Tulna, and what do you think the needs or the pain points were that you were trying to address?
Right. So, we all know that in today's educational settings all over the world, in fact, we've seen the influx of several hundreds of thousands of EdTech products. The demand and supply of these products has grown considerably since COVID-19, but it was also there leading up to it. As of 2019, in fact, in India, there were over 5,000 EdTech solutions available in the market. This is a huge number. The variety of these solutions is also it's very diverse in terms of the intended goals, in terms of the target audience, the technologies used, the pedagogical design, the cost, the type of product, use case, and so on. So in this scenario, stakeholders in the EdTech ecosystem, such as teachers, schools, parents, governments, they face key challenges in making adoption decisions. To borrow a term from economics, there is what is known as information asymmetry, that is inadequate quality standards, lack of a common language, and lack of unbiased product evaluation. So this is one side of the issue. In addition, what's required is to bring the learnings from research for the design as well as the implementation of education technology solutions. For instance, on addressing goals such as personalization through appropriate pedagogical strategy and technology affordances, or on scaffolding students for various learning needs. So what is required is a set of standards and the systematic evaluation framework of EdTech products. At the same time, On the supply side, product companies also feel the need for quality benchmarks to enable them to build better and more relevant decisions. So EdTech Tulna was conceived to address these needs and improve the EdTech demand as well as supply within this whole system.
Thank you. You also mentioned to me, and it is on your website, that you categorize the standards into 3 dimensions. So you said it's content quality, pedagogical alignment, and then technology and design. Could you take us through these 3 categories and share some of the specific criteria for each of them?
Sure. So before answering this question directly, I'd like to take one step back and talk a little bit about how we went about creating this evaluation index. Evaluation of educational technology products and solutions, it's a very complex and diverse landscape. It means different things to different people and for different purposes. So in order to come up with a systematic solution approach, we took a tiered approach. And this has different layers, one building on top of the other. The bottom layer is the evaluation of the product design, what's in the pedagogy, the content, the technology, and so on. Once we know that a product is built in a sound manner, once it has a stable foundation, then we can evaluate the interaction of learners and teachers with the product. We can evaluate learning outcomes in field settings, and then we can also go to scale. But we do need a robust foundation because it provides the understanding not just of what, but also why and how a product might be effective in terms of learning, leading to sustainable outcomes. So the focus of Tulna is the design of a product. And in order to understand the mechanism of how and why a product is effective, we realize that we have to value the complexity of students' learning processes and of learning with technology. So the index cannot be a single number, it's a multi-dimensional scheme. And in order to design this, we drew from theories, from research, for example, the learning sciences, educational technology, human-computer interactions, as well as from government policy documents. For example, in India, we have the new National Education Policy 2020, the NCF 2005, and we were guided by some of our own empirical research with stakeholder needs. The Tulna framework, like you mentioned, consists of 3 key dimensions. I will begin with content quality, which includes benchmarks for ensuring the presence of high quality content, such as whether the material and the questions are accurate. It's the first thing that a teacher, that a subject matter expert starts with. Is there accuracy? Is it relevant and up to date? Is the language comprehensible to the learners? Is there inclusivity, and so on? The second dimension is pedagogical alignment, and this, in fact, carries the bulk of the index. This includes benchmarks for ensuring whether the recommended pedagogical strategies have been incorporated into the product. For example, are constructivist practices used? Is there appropriate scaffolding? Is context a part of the learning activities? Are the assessment questions aligned to the learning outcomes, and so on? And the third dimension is called technology and design, which includes benchmarks for ensuring the design of meaningful user interaction with the interface. For example, have the technology affordances been well integrated with the content and pedagogy, leading to a rich and meaningful experience for the learner?
Thank you. Given all these criteria that you shared with us, is there an example of a product that you consider to be exemplary, something that checks all the boxes?
Okay, so to just briefly understand what is exemplary, the evaluation index is actually a rubric on a 3-point scale: exemplary, valuable, and potential to improve. And there are target descriptors for each of these scales. This rubric has been used by a trained team of experts consisting of educational researchers, HCI experts, and a team which is which has experience in implementing learning solutions on the field and at scale. And this team has evaluated products on the market, both non-profit as well as commercial products. We work in partnership with the companies. They are also on board, and they provide us access to their products. And the evaluation reports are in fact put up on the Tulna website under the Evaluation Center. So what you can see on the Evaluation Center are reports of the EdTech products that have been evaluated. You can see summary reports where each product has a score on content quality, pedagogical alignment, and technology and design. And by score, I mean either exemplary, valuable, or potential to improve. We try our best not to go to numerical scores. And in addition, what you can see is a very detailed evaluation report. It has about 25 to 30 pages, which goes into each of these criterion and gives examples of how a product fares on this criterion, where it does well, why it does well, and what are some potential points to improve. So what you can see are some examples of such evaluation reports.
To end this interview, I wanted to ask, if I were a school teacher or an administrator, how do I make the most of EdTech Tulna?
Right. So there are a couple of things that school teachers or administrators can do. One is you can go through the evaluation reports of the products that have already been evaluated. Currently, we're focusing on products which have presence in India. These can be international products like Khan Academy, but they do have a strong presence in India. But we have also seen some interest from other countries in adopting this approach. So as a teacher or even as a parent or as an administrator, you can go through the detail or the summary reports and see what fits the learning needs of your class, of your students. Because that's very important. We believe that it's not, again, that this product is the best, but for your learning needs, what is relevant. The other thing you can do through our website is compare two products. So we've put in this functionality of comparing products on each of the three dimensions that I've spoken about. Another different way of using EdTech Tulna is to use the standards or the evaluation index itself. Again, these have been put up on the website as a public good. So if you would like to, as a school, if you have a product or you have a vendor coming to you and you would like to make a decision on how good this product is with respect to your needs, you can use the Tulna framework to evaluate it at your, on your own. Towards that end, what we have done in India is work with some state governments as well as some of the organizations at the state level, where we have trained teachers as well as some evaluation teams in governments which are making these decisions on how to use the Tulna framework to evaluate the products.
Thank you again, Sahana, for your time. Thank you for sharing your research with us. It's very useful, not just in India, but in other countries. I feel like this is something that even I could share with my students. Some of them are teachers. Perhaps they can use this framework when they have to look for software or for systems for their classes or for their schools. So once again, thank you very much for your time. And we hope to see each other face-to-face sooner rather than later. Bye-bye.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.